We shall be talking about one more tool called as the flowchart, which is used to represent the logic of a algorithm or the logic of how to solve a problem. So what exactly is a flowchart? A flowchart is a diagrammatic or graphical representation of an algorithm or the logic of an algorithm. Now, the advantage of using a flowchart as opposed to an algorithm is by being a graphical or a diagrammatic approach to showing how a problem can be solved, it is useful for getting a deeper understanding of the problem and the logical way of trying to solve a given problem. It is really simple to transform or convert the logic shown in a flowchart into a program line by line. Now, when you work in huge projects later on in your life, you will notice that the documentation of the program logic is shown using flowcharts because even complex things can be shown in a very simple manner using flowcharts. Now, what are the advantages of flowcharts? Flowcharts offer a better means of showing or communicating or displaying the logic of a program. Let us say I try to describe the beauty of Hampi through a lot of talk. Is that better, or just showing you a few images of Hampi is better? Definitely, the images will convey more impact than my words. Similarly, as opposed to algorithms, which happen to be just English like words and symbols, flowcharts are graphical tools which help us understand the logic quickly by just taking a look at the flow of the logic or flow of how the problem is being solved. Thereby, they provide an excellent tool for understanding and analyzing the problem. Now, in real world, the documentation of the logic of the program for the technical user is generally done using a flowchart. Because algorithm you have to read, flowchart just by glancing you can broadly understand what is the logic and go quicker and address what are the problem in that particular program. Flowcharts are also used before the process of starting coding because they provide a blueprint or a prototype or a model as to how a program can be written or developed. Now, using the flowchart logic, if there are any errors or bugs in the program, you can see whether the program has been written correctly by comparing it with a flowchart line by line. If certain line is missing or if certain line is incorrectly translated into the logic of a program, it is useful in debugging the errors in the source program. Now, as I told you earlier, any code which is developed, ultimately it is going to be maintained by different developers. They need to quickly understand the logic of those particular programs or code. Using flowcharts, they are able to easily understand the logic quickly and make changes or understand the code very fast. So in a nutshell, flowchart is a graphical representation of an algorithm. It shows the flow of the logic, aids in debugging, aids in system documentation, aids in maintenance, helps analysis of the program, aids in communicating the logic, and it is really simple to convert a flowchart line by line into a program.